Hello and welcome back to another video. I am Angst, but you can call me Katie. This Taboo Tuesday, being Valentine's Day, meant that I needed something for the ladies and the gentlemen. After some thought, instead of outing Valentine's Day for the commercial vomit that it so definitely is, I opted for the wage gap myth. By the end of this, hopefully you'll appreciate your rights as first world citizens, and maybe you'll even dislike Audi a little bit. Let's get started. The Equal Pay Act was signed in 1963, making it illegal for employers to pay unequal wages to men and women who hold the same job and do the same work. At the time of the EPA's passing, women earned just 58 cents for every dollar earned by a man. The claim is that the amount women earn per a man's earned dollar, as of 2013, is on average somehow 77 cents, with African American women at just 64 cents. For Hispanic women, that figure drops to merely 56 cents per dollar. However, Asian women are the exception, earning 80 cents for every dollar earned by their counterpart. But like I stated recently, according to the Equal Pay Act of 1963, that would be illegal. If you are experiencing this and have evidence to back yourself up, then stand up and fight it. So how are places coming to the figure that women are earning only 77 cents to a man's dollar? I could answer you that and just be done. Or I could debunk the entire wage gap theory and give you all the information you need to fight this argument on your own. But before we get into it, I can't let this one slide by. What the fuck, Audi of America? You claim that women are paid 21% less than men, and you made an incredibly ignorant Super Bowl commercial to match. If you're claiming this, then you must be the only company doing it, since it's illegal. I would love to see your citations for that. On to debunking. Women in the US and Western Europe are the freest and most liberated in human history. And in many ways, they aren't just doing as well as men, they're doing better. It's one of the greatest topics when discussing freedom. So why are we seeing leaders and members of the National Organization for Women, professors of women's studies in colleges and universities, and women in the media very obviously dissatisfied and turning up their noses with women's progress? They say things like, "Women are so oppressed they don't even realize it." They selectively report about women in positions of hardship to support their views and misinform their masses who blindly believe whatever is said by someone with a degree and a voice. So how about the quote, "Women earn 77 cents for every dollar a man earns"? It's constantly spewed by fourth-wave feminists and their activists, but is so inaccurate that it borders on absolute lies. The 23-cent gender pay gap is the average earnings of all full-time men minus the average earnings of all full-time women. It disregards differences between occupations, positions, education, job tenure, hours worked per week. But these groups will pop up saying, "No, even when we control and account for these factors, women still earn less." Unfortunately, they always omit one or two crucial pieces of data. Take the case of male and female physicians. They'll say that a woman makes $165,000 annually, when a man makes $221,000 annually. But when you dig deeper, you find that women are statistically more likely to go into lower-paying specialties such as family medicine or pediatrics, rather than higher-paying specialties such as cardiology and anesthesiology. They're also more likely to work part-time, and even women who work full-time put in 7% fewer hours than men. These same female physicians are also more likely to take a long leave of absence to start a family. With the exception of very few cases, this pay gap diminishes to the point of near invisibility when accounting for the factors that I've just mentioned. How do those pro-women feminist type groups react when you bring this information to them? They'll say that you're lying, that you have false information, that you did the math wrong, or that women's choices and paths aren't truly up to them. And they'll say that those women starting families, cutting hours, working in lower-paying professions and specialties are doing it because of invisible barriers and internalized oppression or misogyny. The National Organization for Women has said, "Powerful sexist stereotypes steer women and men toward different education, training, career paths, and family roles." But it isn't social constructs, and expectations that explain women's choices in career attachment or to children can be explained if you watch my gender video. Toward the end, I share some scientific differences between female and male brains and what those differences cause. Spoiler alert, they cause changes in career field and socialization preferences. But here's the biggest tell for the false information being spewed in the gender wage gap. If it were really true, then an employer would get away with offering, say, Becky $12 an hour when he's offering Timmy $15 an hour for the same position. If this were true, the company head would probably want to let go of as many male employees as possible and fill those positions with women to keep the costs down. American women are so incredibly fortunate and liberated, but are also so ignorant that they don't realize what they have and in turn believe the feminist propaganda being spoon-fed to them that they could have more rights and more money. Frankly, fourth-wave feminists, it's time that you abandon your stations and let the egalitarian women come through and correct your excess. We'll be rid of your victim propaganda and take feminism under the egalitarian wing. We have nearly 3 decades of feminist misinformation to correct. So, Western civilization women, appreciate the unprecedented amount of freedom and equality you have. Let's return to Audi of America and their commercial. Instead of capitalizing on political ignorance, let's both agree you're pandering with lies, Audi. In a reply to someone on Twitter asking if you were committed to equality internally, you stated, "We signed the Equal Pay Pledge in December as part of our ongoing commitment to pay equality," which is redundant with the existence of the Equal Pay Act from 1963. Clearly nobody with a brain was in your meetings for that one. Audi also offers the Audi Fellowship at the AFI Conservatory, a scholarship covering the entire 2-year AFI Conservatory enrollment for one promising female director. It's a shame you're refusing men. There could just as easily be a more promising male applicant had you not revoked that entire gender. A little bit sexist unless you offer an equal program, which from my limited research, you do not. Instead of having a goal for women's equality, you should aim for an egalitarian stance since women aren't even remotely oppressed in your American branch, or legally shouldn't be. Not only will I, like many others, boycott your entire brand, I'll continue to throw this massive flaw of yours and the truth in your faces so long as you continue to lie about a non-existent pay gap between genders, just as anyone who knows the truth. Your move, Audi. Your move. That's going to be it for this video. Like, comment, and share as you please, and I will see you next time. And I hope you have a great Valentine's Day if you're celebrating.